The Detroit Lions kicking battle just got more intense by cutting James Turner, who was signed this offseason to compete with Michael Badgley. He formerly kicked at the University of Michigan this past season. And the Detroit Lions announced today that they have released James Turner. Now, with the signing of Jake Bates, who has a track record of his own playing in the UFL and being someone with a strong leg, they've chosen him to compete with Michael Badgley, despite James Turner, at least from the reporting, having a pretty good offseason. We're going to dive into an article here posted by John McAroon on Sports Illustrated, and then I'm going to give my thoughts because the contract of Jake Bates was also announced, so I'll show you guys that information afterwards. But first, let's break down some of the news here and go through this article because I think John put a lot of it, he put it well, and it gives us more of a background to why. So let's read the headline here. Lions waive kicker James Turner. And to read some of it, John writes, with the addition of former Michigan Panthers kicker Jake Bates to the Detroit Lions roster, the team announced the decision to part ways with James Turner. Bates has officially signed a 2-year contract and will compete with Michael Badgley to be the team's kicker this season. The former Michigan Wolverines kicker earned accolades for his accuracy all throughout the spring. Turner transferred and played for the Wolverines in 2023 after spending 4 years at Louisville. The Saline, Michigan native played in 42 games for the Cardinals and went 47 for 59 and 124 for 127 on extra points. Playing for a national championship contender, Turner went 18 of 21 field goal attempts in his lone season with the Wolverines. Turner holds the single season mark in Michigan football history as he accounted for 119 total points. Turner should find success still if he is given another opportunity to earn a spot on an NFL team, as he is known for his accuracy and ability to kick under pressure. And then John writes here, Badgley replaced Riley Patterson last season after the team's victory over the Denver Broncos. And then he has some quotes here from Dave Phipp. Dave says, the way that I handle those decisions, my job is really to have the best interests of the whole team in mind, or the whole locker room and all those players sitting in that meeting. And it's not just one person. It's really, I have a responsibility to be fair to all of them by playing whoever we think is the best player. And with the kicker, it's pretty clear. Makes and misses in percentages. And I do think that practice matters. And I do think that players trend towards what their practice stuff is. So this comes as a little bit of a surprise. The way we've been covering it, James Turner, talking to John McAroon on Wednesdays and just talking about OTAs and minicamp, James Turner has been someone that has been kicking well. But obviously, who knows more about these kickers than we do? That would be the coaching staff. That would be Dave Phipp and the Detroit Lions organization. And they've made their decision. Despite how the season ended for Jake Bates, they feel like Jake Bates and Michael Badgley are the two best kickers in the room. So they're going to compete for the starting spot. I like Jake Bates' chances to compete for it. I know Badgley, maybe not necessarily in terms of the leg strength, but he is consistent. Jake Bates showed he has a cannon of a leg. But towards the end of the year, the consistency kind of fell off. So I'm very intrigued how this kicking battle goes. But to me, this isn't too much of a surprise. James Turner, I'm assuming he will get another opportunity somewhere. But the fact that Michael Badgley has made it this long, it shows that despite the ups and downs of camp, the Jeff Risdon report saying that, he made 15 in a row, at least from what he saw. And then you have the other side where he had some days where he struggled. I think all that combined, they think they have more confidence in him because he's shown it last year in the biggest moments. He hit a great kick against the Rams, Michael Badgley. So say what you want about him. The Lions obviously like him to compete. And Jake Bates, they signed him to a 2-year deal. So they obviously feel comfortable with him as well. So let's go through that contract, speaking of Jake Bates, because Jake signed a 2-year contract and it was announced today. Adam Schefter tweeted it out. So let me pull up this tweet for you guys so we can get into the specifics of what the deal actually is. Let me put this up for you guys right here. Okay. So the deal officially is a 2-year deal worth $1.98 million. That includes $150,000 guaranteed and $100,000 signing bonus. Deal was negotiated and confirmed by agent Marty Magid. However you say his name. Regardless, that's the contract, a 2-year deal. So, despite what you guys think about Jake Bates, I know a lot of people are excited to have him. There's some that are more skeptical. Lions obviously like the guy, and he was obviously here locally, so they got to see him at Ford Field. But this kicking battle is going to be very interesting because I say this every video I make about the kicker battle and just the kicking in general. You go through the last decade of not just Super Bowl teams, but AFC, NFC title games, the teams that made it. Every team has a good kicker, along with the good roster they obviously have. So this kicking battle, although it's not one of those things that people will be paying attention to, or at least you'd say don't pay attention to because you're looking at, the defensive end group or the wide receiver room. Kicking battle is just important. Trust me. I know Dan Campbell's more of an aggressive head coach. So, even though he may have a good kicker, he's still going to be Dan. He's still going to be himself. But you need someone who can be reliable. And I'm curious to see if Jake Bates can top Michael Badgley in that reliability category. I think that's one of the biggest things because we know he has a stronger leg, but it's not always about how far you can kick. It's when you can kick. Obviously, the circumstances matter. And can you be consistent? That's really what matters. I mean, this offense is going to get them pretty good looks. You just got to be able to knock them down. And I think Jake Bates, personally, in my opinion, I'm just speaking for myself, I think he'll win this job. And I think he'll be able to do that. But what do you guys think? What edge? Who are you giving the edge to? Jake Bates, Michael Badgley? How do you feel about James Turner being released? Do you think it was fair, justified, unjustified? Comment down below. I'll try to get to as many comments as I possibly can. I liked James Turner. I didn't think he was a bad option, but this tells me what the coaching staff thought about him. Not that he's bad, but hey, they'd rather have these two compete for the job. Comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. I know a lot of people that watch these videos are not subscribed, about 50%. So let's get that rate up in terms of people that watch that are subscribed. Until next time, catch our live show Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 p.m. I'll catch you guys.